presentation. So any person would like to uh, the ask the query pertaining to the export related. I will just explain how to become exporters. That is the role of APEDA in export facilitation, particularly how we encourage to the new peoples, new agri startups to start the export activity, particularly. So as APEDA comes under the Ministry of Commerce and is the apex body in the export promotion. So we do regularly the export facilitations to all the new startups, FPOs, farmer producer organizations, or new entrepreneur who wants to start the export activity. In that, we regularly interact with the very young peoples for regarding the export related matters and the potential of the exports of the agri and horti produce from India, particularly. Here, I would like to I would like to hear from the participant. Would you like to hear from me how to become the exporter? If you are interested, I will just explain. Otherwise, I will skip the slides. So the how you want the information flow of my information is required from my side, or only you want to restrict for up to the export of the citrus and citrus related products, or you want in a the comprehensive information, that means how to become exporter, then what is the export procedure for registration with the APEDA, what are the export parameters, then the role of APEDA and its activity, what are the export potential products available in Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and the Karnataka as well. So, and where we can export this, the nearby it will take the role of APEDA in export of the agri organic products. That is the organic exports from India. Then the financial assistance schemes of APEDA under the promotionals for the export promotion measures, then Farmer Connect portal and the export related organization. If you want this type of information, then I will go through the step by step. Otherwise, what particularly you required from my side, that I want to be clarify from the participants. So student, let me know what you expect from my side. Just give me 1 or 2 clues, then accordingly I will manage my presentations.
Sir, it would be better in an entrepreneur way, sir. For as they are all in final year students, sir. All are final year students.
Final year students, okay. So they require the little bit of fresh information. So we will start with the export activity, right, from my first slide. Okay, there's my colleagues and my the final year students, as well as the becoming the ready reckoned people for the industry, particularly. In that respect, just I would like to share my presentation with you. So coming to the how to start the export activity and the registration of APEDA. Here, when you are starting for the international marketing, overseas marketing, of course you want to establish an organization. It may be the single person partnership, single person proprietorship firm, or a multiple partnership, or at the public private partnerships, or the cooperative likes. For that, you have to open the register your firm with the register, or obtain the GST. And once you establish your organization, so you are targeting for the international market. Of course, at the same time, you must develop your websites on the internet as well, because when you are starting for the international marketing, so of course the international buyers first going to verify your the details about what type of the product, what type of the services, how the certification you have obtained, what are the statutory requirements you have been complied to start the export activity. This type of all the information you have to put in place, put on your website when you are developing your web page, particularly. So once you establish your organization, in the same line, you have to establish your home page also for the making the awareness about the product, services, and the scope of activity which you have, and what type of quality parameters you have been put in place for export market. So the establishing an organization is an important step to start the export activity. That is one thing, of course. Second is the opening a bank account. Of course, the saving account will not suffice the purpose of your the commercial transaction. For that, you require the current account. So, of course, you have to open the bank account in a nationalized bank who can handle the foreign exchange, particularly on behalf of you, or the foreign exchange remittance, forex remittance on behalf of you. So you have to select such a bank, open a current account in that bank in of your organization's firm or the company. And once you obtain the bank account, of course, for the business transactions or income tax details, you have to obtain the permanent account number from the income tax department to start with the export activity. Once you obtain the bank account, once you obtain the PAN number and the obtain the bank account, you have to approach towards the Export Import Code Authority, like Director General of Foreign Trade. The Export Import Code, that is IEC code, is one of the basic documents when you are starting for the exports or the imports also, because these are the basic documents which need to be obtained by any person who intends to either imports or the exports. So Director General of Foreign Trade is the competent authority to issue the export IEC certificate or IEC license for the any established organization who intends to start the export or import business activity. So nowadays, this is the this export import code is it is in permanent nature. There is no need to obtain, or there is no need to get the renewal every year. By paying rupees 500 online, by applying by uploading the your details, like the PAN number. Once you applied PAN number and the submitted your PAN number, all the details which has been captured through their integrated the integrated portal allow me the align with the income tax department. But for the sake of the address proof, you have to upload any electricity bill or the telephone bill or any tax bill for the getting the address confirmations. Based on that basis, they immediately issue the export import code. Nowadays, the under ease of doing business, Government of India make a very the less the documentation process to get the export import code very easily. So whenever any a new startup or agri startup would like to start the export activity, they need not to engage any consultant or engage to get the export import code. Nowadays, the government officials who wants to who are giving this certificate, they are very friendly and they are easily giving the guidance to the new startups also how to get these certificates. Even they instruct to the concerned officials also to give the detailed information for getting the export import code from their offices also. So nowadays your PAN number, their PAN number as good as your export import code. Now they have some the synchronize, harmonize the PAN number of your company is PAN number of our export import code. This is the way to obtain the export import code from the DGFT, Director General of Foreign Trade, which comes under the Ministry of Commerce, is the foreign trade regulation body who controls all the import and exports under various regulations which has been passed by the cabinet as well as under the ministerial levels as well. So once you obtain the export import code, so registration cum membership certificate. Once earlier, before the implementation of the foreign trade policy 2015-20, once you obtain the export import code, you can start immediately start the export or import activity based on the IEC code. But now, under the foreign trade policy 2015-20, the government of India becomes makes the mandatory. Once you obtain the export import code, if you want to export the agri produce, or if you want to spices, or if you want to export the marine product, if you want to export the tea or coffee, so you have to obtain these respective community boards the certificates as a registration cum membership certificate. In without these certificates, the custom authority will not allow for import or export of the agri produce which you would like to intend for the international market. So in addition to that, there are another benefits for the registration with this registration come membership certificate with this export promotion councils or PO or community board authorities like APEDA, spices board, or tea board or coffee board or fire board. You are eligible to get the financial assistance and the government the export incentive which has been provided by this the export promotion authorities or the council particularly. So these are the importance to get the registration come membership certificate from APEDA. So I will explain in the subsequent slide how to get the registration come membership certificate from APEDA in a short manner in the subsequent slide. Now coming to the, once you take, you have obtained the registration come membership certificate from the respective export promotion council or authority like APEDA for the export of the agri or horti produce from India to various countries, then you have to select the product. Now, of course, you don't think whatever the surplus you have available in your area that could be easily exported, but you have to assess the forward demand, particularly what the importing consumers they require, what they prefer, how they require, what type of the product they prefer for their regular consumption. So you have to assess the demand and the consumption pattern of the importing countries and the importing countries buyer or the consumers of that particular targeted country. If you are targeting the Indian ethnic peoples or Indian origin people, definitely they will eat the Indian origin vegetables or Indian vegetable produce in India easily. But if you are targeting the white peoples or the Britannia peoples or the USA peoples or the Australian peoples, accordingly you have to think for their consumption pattern and consumption preference of their the agri and horti produce. Accordingly how to select the product. Of course, under the foreign trade policy 2015, all agri items, particular agri or horti items, are freely exportable except few are certain list of prohibited, like the onion, grapes, are then they have certain nature of restriction for export of this commodity from India to any country. So you have to, after studying the trends of the exports of different products from India, the proper selection of the product which intends having the good potential for the international markets. So accordingly, you have to select the product. So selection of product, that means it not necessarily if it is a surplus in India, it may be easily consumed and preferred by the importing countries buyer. So you have to think first. You have to take the little bit the dense research about the consumption pattern, the purchase pairing capacity, then there the regular consumption patterns of the importing countries buyer and in a targeted country particularly, accordingly select the product. But so far from the India, all agri and horti produce are under open general license. They can freely exportable without any nature of restriction of except one or two products which are having the certain nature of restriction, like grapes. Grapes have to be registered. Their orchard has to be registered with APEDA. So APEDA's grape net system. But in case of the onions, there are certain these are the regularly consuming item by the Indian ethnic peoples in India as well as the outside one. But sometimes to restrict to regulate the domestic price, the government of India put certain restrictions or prohibited. They cannot discourage directly from the exporters to do not export, but they put certain nature of restrictions, like the maximum export price should be like MEP, like maximum export price. So this type of the nature of restriction has been put in place as and when required and assessed by the government of India. So accordingly, selection of product become most important while selection while targeting for the international market. Of course, once you selected the product or for the international marketing, then selection of market is another important criteria and parameter when the export activity. You have to definitely think about the market size, who are your competitor, who are your the neighboring countries competitor, what season the season coincides with our the supply. So accordingly, you have to think in such a way the market size, purchasing capacity, consumer pattern, who are your competitor, what are the quality parameters, and what are the export benefits available, and what is the payment terms for your sale, the exported product. Exported agri or horti produce. So this type of the parameters need to be considered while selection of the market. Generally, the Indian the horticulture or vegetable fruits and vegetables goes to the Dubai market. Most of the Indian peoples are living in that, even consuming our Indian produce. In addition to that, the Bangladeshi and the Pakistani neighboring countries, SAARC countries, people also taking the Indian fruits and vegetables. But the most of the agri and horti produce can be exported to various countries. There is very good demand in the various markets. So you have to think the market size, then competitions also similarly. So to get this informations, the export promotion agency like APEDA can help to you, or Indian missions generally. In Indian missions who are settled in abroad, they are the mini India. They work for the Indian people. They work for the Indian business community. So you can also approach toward them, or sometimes your colleagues, friends, and relatives might be helpful for gathering such type of information before starting your the export activity in that particular market. So the once you have to select the markets, then defining the buyers, of course, yes, defining the buyers is a very difficult and the big challenge in the business crux, particularly when you are targeting for the export or the international market. There are two types of there are two types of tools. One is offline and another is online. In case of the offline tools, if you want to find the buyer, you must be participating in the international trade fair, or you must be participating in the buyer seller meet fair, the exhibition, business to business portals, or these are established. In that, you can directly interact with, you can directly physically meet with the importers who wants to import from India through the trade fairs or the international trade fair exhibitions or buyer seller meet. Sometimes APEDA also invites the importing countries buyer to make the matchmaking to the importers and the agri export or exporters with the importing countries buyer. So this type of the buyer seller meets we have to we regularly undertake, and exhibitions also maybe sometimes might be poor, might be helpful to get the list of the buyers also. So, and in case of the online, now we are blessed with the digitized India, and the web browsing is another way to find out the buyer. That's why in the beginning, just I tell to you, I discuss with you, once you are establishing the organization in the similar way, in the same line, or in the simultaneously, you have to develop your homepage where you have to mention all your products, services, and the scope of activity, mission, and objective, and the certification which you have, and you have to upload. So the while web browsing, you will find an effective tool to like the social media, WhatsApp, page group, LinkedIn, Instagram. Likewise, these websites are might be helpful, and there are some paid websites which are again might be helpful, but you have to make them member of them after paying certain amount for their membership. So they also provide the list of the buyers, which they are not providing a list of buyers, but they are providing the list of the importing countries, the customers or the buyers who are putting their requirement for for getting the appropriate for generating the appropriate inquiry for their business activity. So this type of various ways to find out the buyer. Again, the Indian missions who also they might be helpful to provide the list of the buyers. In Indian mission particularly, if you visit the Indian missions websites like Embassy of India in Dubai, so you will find there is a separate department like the commerce or economic or trade who can directly interact, or you can handle your query at a appropriate level, and they can provide the list of the buyers to you. Sometimes the Indian overseas, the Chamber of Commerce like the Indo Chamber, Indo Iran, Indo USA, or Indo-Australia Business Council also there. This type of the chambers, Chamber of Commerce might be useful for your providing the list of the importing countries buyer also for your product. So even the Indian diaspora who can also provide help to the peoples who wants to list of the buyers. So see, these are the various ways to find the buyers. But my suggestion to the new startup or the agri entrepreneurs who wants to start the export activity, unless and until they physically meet with the buyers and they finalize the payment terms, like in the first instance, you can ask if unless and until you meet in a physical meeting, like in the trade fair or the international trade fair, international exhibitions, or the buyer seller meet. So you can ask them for if you find the buyers, genuine buyers, you ask immediately to deposit the 100% payment against the product he wants to intend from the import from the India. So you can there are certain parameters to test the genuineness or the originality of the buyers who are asking for you to deposit money. You cannot you cannot deposit the money on behalf of the buyer's requirement. So, but you can ask immediately deposit the 100% advance for the produce you wants or intend to import from India. So these are the testing parameters when you are starting or negotiating with the buyers. Once you find the buyer, then of course immediately he will never ask for any commercial shipment. He will in the beginning he will ask the sample shipment you have to send the sample shipment from India to any country under foreign trade policy by sending the sample. As the export bona fide, and technically samples are freely exportable, and it is allowed without any limit, even in Indian condition. But in certain countries, there are certain limit of the quantity for sending the samples. Like the Ghana, they require the kg samples, what it may be the rice, or it may be the fresh fruits and vegetables, or the agri produce likewise. So accordingly, you also ask to your importers what are the sample limit for their country, which cannot attract the import duty or the custom, the tariff for the exported samples to their country. So this type of the sampling, once the sample gets finalized, the buyers, the importing country's buyer or consumer will ask for the cost of your product, costing of your product or pricing. So you all aware about the costing. It includes from the raw material, sorting, grading, packaging, handling, then packaging, transportation, local transportation, and up to the sea. So this type of the costing you have to work out with the by considering with consideration with the exports benefits which has been provided by the government of India, and accordingly you fix the product cost, and you have to negotiate it with your buyer either in the free on board term, either on the free on board or FOB or cost insurance and freights. And C and F, these are the international, the commercial term, that is Incoterms, FOB, CIF, C and F, or X factory. Here, you have to, in the international level, you have to only negotiate in these terms, but particularly the costing or the pricing should be in the way that the FOB price or the CIF price and CIF price or X godown factory. Here, the X godown, that means you are well aware about when you are studying in the economics, you know very well. X factory means your risks, the risks of your products. Is it up to the get of your factory? That means whatever the costing, whatever the logistical, the cost incurred for transportation from your factory get to the seaport or airport, it is totally borne by the importers, and your risk only is up to prepare the product in a well-packed manner as per the requirement of the importing country and make ready available at the factory gate. And based on that basis, he will take the material and further he will link up the activity for further export market. So these are the X factory. In case of the free on board, that means your risk is available up to the goods are putting on the vessels also. That means FOB. Here cost, insurance and freight means you have to take care of the freight cost, insurance of the products, and the cost of the products also. So C and F you have to include. So your risk carry forward up to the importing countries custom authority area. Again, here cost and price. These are the pricing you have to think. This is not, I will not much more explain, but the costing should be in a well manner and structured manner, and accordingly you have to start with the negotiation with the buyer. But of course, buyers in the international level is very intellectual, and he knows very well what are the export incentives have been provided by government of India for the existing exporters, as well as the agri startup exporter, agri start entrepreneurs who intends to start the export activity. Accordingly, negotiation must be take place for for your the product which are intended for the international markets. Of course, the covering the risk through the ECGC, Export Credit Guarantee Corporation, is another organization, comes under the Ministry of APEDA, Ministry of Commerce, who covers the payment risk if your buyers fails to make the payment. So in that case, if you have taken the premium or this policy from the ECGC for your product, which covers the payment, is not 100%, but up to the certain level, the ECGC covers the payment risk if your buyer fails for the payment against the exported shipment. So these are the basic steps which are involved in the export activity, particularly establishing an organization, establishment of organization, opening the bank account, current account in in nationalized bank who can handle the foreign remittance on behalf of you. Then obtaining the PAN number in the name of the company. Then the obtaining the export import code, selection of product, selection of market, then sampling, finding the buyers, and the negotiation, the costing, and covering the. These are the basic steps when you are starting for the export market. So you must think in a very proactive manner, like means what are the consumption pattern, what they prefer, which are the particular the competitor into that market when your produce enter into that market. So accordingly, you have to take the study a dense research while starting the export activity. With this, in the export process, the one man not can run all the drama from the production to the final destiny. That means in the export process, there are so many people are involved in the export activity, like on behalf of you, the freight forwarder book the cargo space for your the consignment to send towards the particular that country. Again, for documentations like the custom clearance and applying on the phytosanitary certificate, application for the online application for the phytosanitary certificate, or the custom the apply towards the custom authority. That custom clearing agent also is there, so you have to tie up with them also when in the simultaneous process. So these are during the export process, there are two types of the merchant exporter or the manufacturer exporter. Merchant exporter, like this, as a trader, he can source the material from various location, combine in a one combine at one place and collect, send it to the as a importer in a trading mode. But in case of the manufacturer exporter, they should have to establish his own manufacturing line or his own processing line, so that you can obtain the manufacturer status for the exporters. Then, of course, in case of the agri and horti produce, you must have to maintain the quality of the produce, and the horticulture produce require good and reliable supply, constant supply, good value, and the cold chain management throughout the supply chain. So these are the export process when you are thinking for the overseas market. Then here merchant exporter can take the advantage of the common infrastructure which is funded by the government of India or the APEDA. So they can take the benefits, or they can bring their produce into this common facility and process, sorting, grading, and pack into that common facility and export to the international market. Coming to the export parameters, particularly when you are thinking for the these are the basic parameters when you are targeting for the export market. In the beginning, just I said to you, the export is a very fancy and cosmetic word. Accordingly, you have to the react for the while processing of your produce also. So, what the basic precautionary measures when you are starting for the export market? Of course, labeling requirement is one of the important important parameters when you are starting for the export market. In the prima facie, once your produce landed in the custom bonded area in the importing countries, automatically the custom authority or the food safety authority of that particular respective country, they immediately attract towards your consignment and they are verifying the labeling. Are they complying with the importing country's requirement or not? So you have to follow this labeling requirement in a very meticulous manner, and the produce which are you are sending to to that particular country, it should be neat, clean, and hygienically packed, and it should be in attractive packaging. That means the packaging material should be in such a way that in a quality manner, so that the produce cannot be get damaged while at the time of transportations or the handling during the transshipment, offloading or unloading process. Till it reaches to the customer end or the consumer end, the product which you are intend to send into the international market, it should be in a cosmetic appearance at the end users as well also. That's why accordingly you must be look into the packaging quality, packaging material, and the labeling requirement, hygienically, neatly, attractively packed. These are the basic things when you are starting for the export market. Then of course, maximum residue level limit within the limit of the importing country standards, as of course every country have their right to protect the consumer's interest, safeguard the health of their country's consumer. So every country have their own standards of setting the maximum residue level as per their the fooding habit and the atmospheric condition of that country. So every country they have setting their maximum residue level as per their climatic requirements, and you must be how to comply with the importing countries standards as well. So in India, Food Safety Authority of India is setting the maximum residue level for the Indian for the Indian consumers or the Indian peoples for as per their fooding and consumption habit. In the same way, Food Safety Authority in the respective country, they also setting the maximum residue level of the that particular country. So you must have to be comply when you are targeting for the international market. So these are the basic parameters when you are starting for the export market particularly. Of course, use of agrochemicals, judicious use of the agrochemicals which are having the level with CIB and RC, that means Central Insecticide Board and Registration Committee is the appropriate authority to recommend the specific chemical for the control of the specific disease for that particular crop. And so you must use that particular the chemicals for the control of the pests or the diseases when there is that occurrence is there. So that means suppose right now the malathion, though it is available in India, but it is completely banned in India for the control of the pest and fruits, pest and diseases on the vegetables. That means the malathion cannot be the malathion has not been recommended by the CIBRC for the control of pest and diseases on fruits and vegetables. But even after this malathion, due to the easily availability and the low cost pesticides and generally preferred and generally preferred by the farmers, they use this malathion for the control of pests and diseases in fruits and vegetables, but it is literally globally banned even in the international level as per the World Health Organization. This malathion has been completely banned for the use in the pesticide due to it's carcinogenic in nature. It creates the cancerogenic cancer-like diseases. That's why even though this type of the pesticide cannot be recommended to the farmers when they are starting or the intending for the export markets, or they want to produce for the export market, they should have to use the the pesticides or the agrochemical which has been recommended by the Central Insecticide Board and Registration Committee for the particular crop with the appropriate dose. Even even when you are thinking when you are targeting for the export market, so every pesticide at the time of registration with the CIBRC, they provide the post-harvest interval. That means suppose the post-harvest interval means suppose today you have spray that the A pesticide on the white crop and it has a PHI of the 15 days, but the horticulture produce of that particular white crop you have harvested before 15 days after the spray of the A pesticides on that white crop. So this type of the before if you are harvesting before the 15 days, that means the pesticide concentration or the residue of the pesticide would be there. After the 15 days, that pesticides residue concentration would be start to degrade. So when you are harvesting the produce before the 15 days, that means the residue level would be within that crop. So this type of the post harvest interval has to be monitored and adhere to the post harvest interval, and then you have to take the harvesting of that particular for when you are trying for the international market or overseas market. Now, another important parameter when you are starting for the export market, proper selection of the freight forwarder and the custom house clearing agents or the custom house agent, which may have the full and sufficient knowledge about the custom regulations, knowledge about the international logistics, because you are being as a agri startup or new startup, you must comply with all the quality parameter. But if your produce is not timely dispatched from India and not delivered to the importers in a time bound, so in the so it will not be the successful exporter. So on behalf of you, the freight forwarder and custom house clearing agents are the important person to become a successful exporter. So to get the good the freight forwarder or custom house clearing agent, you have to approach toward the custom house custom house agent association or freight forwarder association. You can directly contact with them, obtain the list of the G9 and credential freight forwarder custom house agent from their association members, and you can directly contact. Means you want to become the successful entrepreneur or the exporter for the international market, the proper selection of the freight forwarder and custom house clearing agent becomes a very important and vital role for making the business flourish and successful. Now, under the foreign trade policy or the export of for the export of the particular the RT and agri produce, there are certain documents required under the foreign trade policy 2015. Document related to good, either the invoice, packing list or certificate of origin. It is related to the goods. If your goods is really the horticulture, agri, plant produce, like you require the phytosanitary certificate. Phytosanitary certificate is nothing but a basic plant passport document. That's as like a human being. The man cannot be migrate or the cannot move from one country to another country, but with the help of the passport they can move through this from one country to another country. So in the similar way, phytosanitary certificate for the agri or the horti produce, it is one of the basic plant post document for the movement from India to any country. So without this certificate, the custom authority will not allow to pass on the goods from our exit point to the any country particularly. So these are the basic documents, like the if your produce means shipping by the air, by air, you have to generate the airway bill, shipping bill. If it is by the sea, so all these document related to shipment has the responsibility to either the freight forwarder or the customers or house clearing agent to obtain this type of the document. Now, a document related to payment, either you are asking for the letter of credit or LC or bill of exchange, or your invoice should be routed to the bank. So these are the basic documents required for the export of the agri or horti produce from India to any country particularly. In case of export of the agri produce, if you have the transaction certificate which has been issued by the APEDA recognized accredited organic certification body for export purposes. Based on that basis, the custom authority will allow to the export your product as an organic produce from India to any country. So these are the basic documents. In case of the agri produce like the basmati or basmati rice, if you want to send from India to any country, you have to obtain you must obtain the registration cum allocation certificate from APEDA for export of basmati rice to any country. So these are the basic documents required for the export purpose under the foreign trade policy. Very minimum document for certain documents you have to engage the CHA or freight forwarder for the clearance of your produce on the. Now registration cum membership, how to get the registration cum membership certificate from APEDA? Just you can, once you obtain the export import code from the Director General of Foreign Trade, and you have to put this for the export import code on the APEDA website, then your company and email ID and mobile. Once you submit, the OTP will come on your mobile or the email. You have to put this again on the website and submit the button, then automatically the full application will open. Now to get the registration cum membership certificate from APEDA, so as a merchant exporter, you have to only upload the self-certified copy of the export import code, which is issued by the DGF. That means self-certified means you have to sign yourself and stamp it and upload on the APEDA website after paying the online fee of rupees 5,900 toward the registration either by the debit card, credit card, internet banking. It is this fee has been charged by APEDA for 5 years. The validity of the APEDA registered APEDA certificate for 5 years. Every 5 years, after every 5 years, you have to renew your registration certificate accordingly. In case of the manufacturer, if you want to become the registered manufacturer exporter with APEDA, you have to provide the certificate from the certification agency. If you want to become the manufacturer exporter, in case of fruits and vegetable department, you have to provide or upload the certificates which has been issued by the either Department of Agriculture or Horticulture or FSSI for the manufacturing sector. So these are the basic documents. And coming to the APEDAs particularly, in the beginning, just it is an Apex Export Promotion and Development Authority promotion body under the aegis of the Ministry of Commerce, administered through the Department of Commerce, which is established in the year 1986 through the Act of Parliament. The APEDA has its head office in Delhi. APEDA has its head office in Delhi and regional office earlier Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Guwahati was there. But in the recently the 5 offices have been opened. Open like Varanasi, Bhopal, Chennai, Kochi, Gandhinagar, Chandigarh, which cater near about this office additionally open to cater the need of the export related matters and export related activity in the concerned state particularly. So now coming to the role of the APEDA's activity and mandate, particularly registration of exporter is one of the important mandates regularly. Then we undertake the inspection, certification of the processing plants, storage, transportation of the point for meat and meat product, pack houses, peanut units, the egg unit, poultry units, then the honey unit, then biscuit confectionery. We regularly undertake the inspection and certification for the export market particularly. Then the assistance, we provide the financial assistance for the development of the export infrastructure. We provide financial assistance for purchase of the refrigerated trucks, handling and storage, cold storage, pre-cooling, the processing area. So this type of the mandate we have. Then market promotion and development. Even in the COVID period, we undertake the market development and the promotional activity in Vietnam, the South Korea, Japan, then Bahrain as well, by sending the samples of mango samples to their country, or distributing the mango gifts to the VIP delegates and the high profile importers for giving the taste of Indian mango into that country. So that type of promotion and development activity regularly undertake as with the association with the Indian missions who are working or who are supporting for the Indian flourishing the Indian business into their country. So then we regularly undertake the training and awareness program for the benefits of the stakeholder like exporters, state agency, even whenever there is any changes in the import regulations of the any particular country, during that period we regularly undertake the training and awareness. In some cases, we undertake regular awareness and training as and when asked by the Indian state authority or state department for conducting such type of the awareness program among their officials as well. Then of course we encourage to develop the industries as a new startup. Now coming to the fruit baskets, the export baskets of APEDA particularly, these are the products, particularly fruits, vegetables and their products, meat and meat products, poultry and poultry products. These products comes under the APEDA basket. Particularly, you can see from the screen in recently on 14 September 2021, the government of India entrusted additional responsibility. Cashew kernel, cashew nut, cell liquid, or cardinal also comes under the APEDA purview for the export promotion and development activity. Now. You can see from the screen, these are the APEDA baskets which near about 750 HS tariff line, particularly in the APEDA basket. Now coming to the export performance of the APEDA scheduled product in the year 2025, the APEDA exports near about 21 US billion dollar as compared to the 18-19. You can see, sorry, 19. So you can see from the how the export share of the APEDA scheduled product cereals occupies near about 71%, whereas the animal product like meat, buffalo meat, other processed food occupies 10% in the export baskets of APEDA particularly. Now you can see from the screen, fresh fruits and vegetables only occupying the 10% in the export basket. So here there is a little bit of the less the export has been taken place as compared to the year 2018-19 and 19-20. Near about the 15% fresh fruits and vegetables has been exported during this period, but in the current 2021 it has been declined due to the not maintaining the consistent quality supply to the importing country. So these are the certain lack. Now once we maintain our quality throughout the supply chain, so this has been this graph should be how to be increased. So you can see from the screen now the majorly export of the APEDA scheduled product, non-basmati rice from India to various countries. Then coming to the other fresh fruits, which includes the oranges also. You can see regularly we are exporting even other fresh vegetables, fresh mangoes also we are exporting from India to various countries. The country-wise where we can export currently. So I will show in the next subsequent slides for more details. Now export of the citrus are the oranges from India to various countries, Bangladesh, neighboring country, particularly Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka. Then even the Bhutans also, we are regularly sending the oranges to this country. So even UAE, Dubai, then Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, we are regularly sending the oranges from India to this country. So you can see from the screen how we are regularly exporting the oranges to this country on the regular basis. Now coming to the export potential, having the good and high importance from the state of Andhra Pradesh, particularly non-basmati rice, then biscuits also having the good potential for the export market, cocoa products, chocolate, then banana, of course, and from the Andhra Pradesh, we are right now number one in not only in the in case of banana, we are not only number one in exporting of banana from all India to from any state of India to the various countries, but we are exporting our banana, which has been demanded and consumed, preferred by these Iranian or Dubai or the Middle East market for export. They are specifically and categorically asking for the G9 banana, which has been grown and produced in the Anantpur, Kadapa regions as well also. So these are the importance, and we are constantly maintaining and adhering to the quality as per the importing country's requirements. So this is another star product, are making the flagship program for the APEDA scheduled products. And the mango also another the important crop from the state of Andhra Pradesh. Then fruit pulp, mango pulp also exporting from the state of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, which are having the good potential in the into the international market as well. Now you can see the buffalo meat is another the potential product from the state of Andhra Pradesh. You can see from the screen, even the green chili, red chili, it is exported from India to various countries, and very good demand in the international market due to its luster, pungency, attractiveness, and the freshness of the produce. And the Middle East country, even the European country, are asking for the G4 or the Teja like chili for their regular consumption as well also. Now they generally prefer this the green chili or the red chili into the burger, pizza, burger, and the regular restaurant cushions as well also. Now turmeric, then millet and millet products also the very good demand for the as a immunity booster or the wellness food. They are a very good demand, beginning the demand in the coming days also. In the year 2023, we are going to celebrate the millet year. So millet is also becoming the one of the important and the nutraceutical foods for the immunity boosters as well. Now fruits and vegetables also, and the floricultures also have the very good demand in the international markets also. You can see from the state of Andhra Pradesh, where non-basmati rice we can export from the Saudi Arabia, Singapore, Malaysia, the Oman, UK, USA, then banana, Singapore, Malaysia, Iran, the Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Kuwait. Then mango also we are exporting to the Singapore, Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, Oman, even South Korea, Australia, USA, UK, New Zealand also we are exporting the Indian mangoes to this country. Even the Baganpalli, this last season, the Baganpalli we have promoted into the South Korea, even the New Zealand and Australia markets as well also. The pomegranate and pomegranate we are regularly sending to the USA and the Russia as well. Frozen buffalo meats also we are sending regularly. Vietnam is the Egypt or the Middle East countries. Then fruit pulp, majorly mango fruit pulp, majorly exported. Our mango pulp majorly exported to Saudi Arabia market and Oman, UAE, USA, UAE, the Netherlands as well also. Then vegetables we are regularly exporting the Middle East markets like Qatar, Saudi, Oman, Abu Dhabi, or UAE likewise. Now, I will not go to these slides particularly. This is pertinent. Now, where we are currently exporting, you can see from the screen, the mango currently we are exporting to Australia, then Singapore, Thailand, Turkey, Uganda, then UAE, USA, Yemen, Ethiopia. These are the countries where we are already exporting our mango to this country particularly. Even the pomegranate also we are regularly exporting to Dubai, then Kuwait, also South Korea, Malaysia, Maldives, Mauritius. We regularly exporting our presence, our Indian pomegranate mango already available into this country. Now even the banana you can see from the screen, regularly exporting even grapes, then pineapples, oranges, like we are exporting Kuwait, Nepal, Oman, Qatar, UAE, Emirat, Bangladesh also. You can see even Sri Lanka also I have not mentioned here, but we are regularly exporting the oranges to this. Now, then fresh green chilies. Now horticulture produce particularly generally exporting fresh green chili, okra, onion, tomatoes, bitter gourd, butter gourd, drumstick, cucumber, chives, pumpkin, beetroot, beans, then the snow peas, cowpeas, cooker beets, snake gourd, spinach, rice gourd, radish, turnip. We are regularly exporting to these countries as well also. Now, where we can export the vegetable seeds, particularly amaranthus, the seeds we are already exporting to this country. Then bean seeds also, then beetroot seeds, then bitter gourd seeds, bottle gourd seeds, cucumber seed, tomato seed, carrot, cabbage, Then brinjal seeds also we are exporting. Coming to the export requirement for mango particularly, being as a horticulture produce, what are the basic requirement for required for the export of the mango to various countries particularly? There are three types of the post-harvest mitigation measure for the control of the fruit fly and the quarantine pest for concern to their country particularly. The vapor treatment is one of the treatment which has been suggested majorly by the Europe or the Japan, even the Mauritius, the Malaysia, the South Korea. Due to this vapor treatment, due to this vapor treatment, only the fruit fly has been controlled up to the fruit fly has been only controlled through this treatment, but the mango stone wheel, mango pulp wheel cannot be controlled due to this treatment. For that, the USA has been suggested for the control of the fruit fly, for the control of the mango stone wheel, mango pulp wheel, red band caterpillar. The USA has been suggested to take treat the produce as through the irradiation treatment before sending to their country. So here you can see from the screen the only fruit fly is controlled by the vapor heat treatment, whereas irrigation control almost 85 to 90% pests associated with mango production, which include fruit flies, mango stone weevil, mango pulp weevil, red band caterpillar. Here, due to irradiation treatment, process insects, or due to irradiation treatment, or process insects or pests becomes non-fertile. That means the sterility has been induced into into the insect, and their progeny cannot be further multiplied for the further next generation. So the irradiation control covers near about the 90% risk of the pest and diseases for further spread to the importing countries particularly. So most of the developed countries like Australia, USA, even the Mauritius, the Malaysia also suggested they required the irradiated mango from South India particularly. Now, these are the common infrastructure, particularly for just as a merchant exporter. These common infrastructure benefits can be taken by the merchant exporter for before the sending their produce. They can sort, grade, process in the integrated pack house. For export of the fruits and vegetables, so for the European market, the produce must be processed, sorted, graded, packed into the APEDA recognized pack house. In case of the other country, there is no such requirement has been put in place by the importing country if they want the horticulture produce, but they can process and hygienically, neatly, cleanly in any place other than the APEDA recognized pack house. But in case of the export of the horticulture produce, it may be fresh fruits and vegetables, their produce must be sorting, grading, processing, supervising, to be taken place into the APEDA recognized pack house if they are intending for the European market. So these are some common pack houses which are fully equipped with the post-harvest quarantine treatment, that is post-harvest treatment facility in Nuzulu and the Tirupati as well. Also. Now, this is another infrastructure for the hot water treatment. Just here showing the photographs of how the vapor treatment look like. You can see from the cursor. These are the vapor treatment facility. This is also vapor treatment. Here, the mango boxes, crates are been loading for the treatment process. So you can see from the screen again. These are the another hot water treatment facility. You can see from the screen the tank, hot water tank available for the post-harvest treatment measures. Now coming to the citrus pack house. Yes, this is also another photographs which are shown here for the better understanding how the common facility looks like. So APEDA, this facility also funded by APEDA in Maharashtra, particularly near Nagpur, where in that place the citrus has been bring into this facility for sorting, grading, washing, waxing, grading, sorting, and waxing. Further packaging for the export market. You can see how the Nagpur oranges has been displayed into the Dubai The supermarkets. You can see from the screen how the packed and cosmetically prepared for the export markets, and they have sending for. You can see how the branding has been taken place into the Dubai market for the oranges, which has been exported from India to this country particularly. Now coming to the export requirement of peanut, rice, or peanut export of rice, particularly basmati, non-basmati, or groundnut to various countries. For export of basmati rice, non-basmati rice to US and China, their rice unit or the processing unit must be mandatorily recognized by APEDA, NPPO, Export Inspection Council. For there, here is a major concern is the copra beetle particularly. These are the current and concern pests which they do not want to into their country. That's why the pre-inspection or the pre-approval of the processing units has been entrusted by the respective countries, particularly China and USA, the APEDA and the quarantine people must, before sending any rice consignment, they have to be registered with the NPPO and APEDA as well. For export of the peanut and peanut product like groundnut and groundnut product to any country, it may be European Union or Indonesia, Malaysia, Russia, or any country, their grading unit, the groundnut grading unit, groundnut processing unit, groundnut storage unit, mandatorily recognized by APEDA and NPPO. Here, the major quarantine concern is the aflatoxin and store grain press. They don't want to export the aflatoxin and store grain press into their country. So that's why they have mandatorily maintained the inspection and registration with the APEDA and NPPO as well. So this type of the export requirement has been imposed by the importing country due to the restrictions of the quarantine pest into their country as well. Now, the export requirement for the meat, buffalo meat, sheep meat, poultry and poultry product, here for export of the buffalo meat or sheep meat or goat meat to any country, their slaughterhouse, the meat processing unit must be mandatorily recognized by APEDA as well. Here, the basic mandate is that without any registration of any unit for the export of buffalo meat, they cannot export to any country. Even the custom authority will not allow to do so for the export or exit of their produce from the exit point of the country. So again, for export of the poultry and its product, honey also, to any country, processing and storage unit mandatorily recognized by Export Inspection Council. So they require the pre-inspection, the certificates. So the Export Inspection Council or Export Inspection Agency, they undertake the recognition process or the approval process for their unit as well. Also. Coming to the role of APEDA, particularly here, just I would like to highlight here the National Program for Organic Production, that is NPOP. It is a standards which has been launched during the 2001, and this organic standards has been internationally recognized particularly. And this organic standards has the equivalence with the European Union, Switzerland as well, with US also earlier, but they have withdrawn the confirmatory assessment agreement with India. Now, every the organic operator who wants to who intends to send the organic produce to the USA, they must have to be recognized through the USDA authority, organic department. Now we are no more with the confirmatory assessment with the USDA. They have independent authority. Now they have to obtain separate the USDA accreditations in addition to the NPOP standards as well. Now we have accreditation with we have equivalence, and we have a bilateral arrangement with Canada, Japan, South Korea for opening the market for export of the organic produce from India to their country. Now here the APEDA never involved directly into the organic certification, but on behalf of APEDA, there are 32 accredited certification, organic certification body. Some are in public sector, some are in private sector. They undertake the organic certification for the operators, particularly in this organic certification body have been given the various categories like offers of they can offer the certification in various sectors like crop production, wild harvest collection, livestock, apiculture, aquaculture, food processing, animal feed processing, mushroom, seafoods, algae, greenhouse plants, etc. So this organic certification body can offer the certification program for these various operators. These are the private certification body who can operate, provide the organic certification, services to the operator for the entire India. They can any organic certification body can offer the organic their services to any part of India, and these are the public sector certification body. Here, the Andhra Pradesh do not have the organic certification body for their certification of the organic produce. This organic certification body, particularly, it is a totally traceability based system. It is an online web based traceability system which can provide end-to-end traceability backend back with the transaction certificate every time the material changes hand among the multiple operators, and it starts from farm till the product is packed in a consumer pack. So totally traceable, and it can be monitored from farm to fork also. This the organic certification program can be offered for the individual farmer or group of farmers under the internal control system, or the traders or handlers or exporters or processors also. So this type of the activity. Coming to the financial assistance, schemes of APEDA, particularly nowadays under the 15th Financial Commission cycle, the schemes known as Agriculture and Processed Food Export Promotion Schemes for the period 2021 to 26 also. So these are the basically three categories scheme, particularly development of export infrastructure, quality development, market development. The more details already available on the APEDA website. The detailed guidelines also available on the APEDA website under the schemes, financial assistance schemes also. So you can see the APEDA provides financial assistance for the establishment of integrated pack house, which includes the collection equipment for collection, cleaning, washing, sorting, grading, pre-cooling, packing, cold storage, handheld near infrastructure, instrument, then harvesting, quality evaluation of mango fruits, hot water deep treatment, etc. This improves the quality, which improves the compliance of the phytosanitary requirement. So assistance will be up to maximum 2 crores or the 40% of the project cost as well. Now, it also provides for the horticulture purchase of the reefer trucks to maintain the cold chain and to strengthen the cold chain. For that also we provide the maximum 2 crores or 40% of the project cost, subject to a ceiling limit up to 2 crores as well. Now, in case of cable handling system, in the cable car, for the cable handling system, for banana and other crops, which provides the quality improvement for banana. In that also we provide the maximum 2 crores or 40%. Now, the upgradation of the integrated pack house, existing pack house, so or modernizations of the existing facility of the exporter, or to enhance the competitiveness in the international market. In that we also provide the financial assistance as well also. So here one exporter can avail under this development of export infrastructure component maximum 2 crores, or in the total plan period he can avail maximum assistance up to 5 crores as well also. So these are the even in case of the assistance for establishment of the integrated common facility for the common benefits like the integrated pack house or laboratories, or to be set up by the state government or the central government, we provide the maximum 90% of the approved cost of the project, or maximum ceiling is of 6 crore. This the common facility. We just recently we have incorporated this component this year during this scheme for the benefits or the development of this type of facility for the use of the common exporters or the merchant exporters. Now, just I have shown here how the pack house takes place. You can see from the picture how the cosmetically, aesthetically, and neatly, hygienically packed the produce which are intended for the export market. You can see from the screen how they have the sorting, grading, packaging has been taken place for the export markets. So, one of the export parameters or the precautionary measures while exporting to the international market. So you can see from the screen how neatly, hygienically they are taking the supervision and packaging taking place with a neat and clean cloths and the standard packaging as well. Also, in case of banana, the banana as such cannot be exported directly, which is cut from the field and sending to the market. But before that, it should be how to neatly wash, cleanse, and remove the stains from the outer surface of the skin of the banana and neatly packed for the international market. Now, modern grading line, particularly, this is another export infrastructure. You can see this is another baby corn which has been regularly exported to European market for the regular there the proprietary foods like the or the snacks while they are taking the liquor for that. They are how they are packaging the minimum handling this produce through the labor, but how they are atomized and starting the packaging of the produce for the export market. From this pack house, generally they generally export to the European market this type of the pack house. This is the control atmosphere, particularly. You can see this is another export infrastructure which has been set up by APEDA in the airport area. Then the walking type of the cold storage, another export infrastructure. Then coming to the development of the quality development component, you can see from the APEDA provides financial assistance for implementation of the and certification of the quality and food safety management system for all APEDA scheduled products. Maximum ceiling limit is 5 lakh or 50%. It is for the individual exporters. Individual exporters can take the benefits. Now, even strengthening of the technical and managerial skills, APEDA provides the financial assistance for training and study tours in India and abroad also under the capacity building development of the stakeholders, a maximum 3 lakhs per participant per year or 50% of the travel cost, whichever is lower particularly. Also here APEDA provides the financial assistance for the organization of the seminar, workshop, outreach program, or for the preparation of the manuals, or all the stakeholders. In that, we provide, for example, 5 lakh rupees or 100% if it is sponsored by the APEDA. So here, just I would like to under this quality development assistance to national referral laboratory and other government or public sector institution for residue monitoring of agrochemicals, pesticides. This particularly under this we have identified National Research Center for Citrus, National Research Center for Grapes, NRC Grapes is one of the national referral laboratory for undertaking the compliances of maximum residue limits of the various the countries to adhere to the global standards. So in that we provide the financial assistance to the NRC Grape for as a technical partner in such a way that for the product specific, any state government agency or university or institution may take the product specific and provide set up such type of the reference laboratory for the testing and providing the advisory services or the technical know-how or become the technical partner with APEDA as well. Now here the testing of water, the testing of water or soil residue or residue of the pesticide. So we provide the financial assistance up to 50% of the total project cost or maximum 5,000 rupees per samples for if the produce is are monitored through APEDA's the procedure as well. Also. Now, in case if any exporters or the university would like to import any new plant material or seed material or germplasm which are export oriented and having the suitable for further processing or having the good potential for the future market, they can import or introduce that type of new plant material or seed or germplasm varieties for export oriented production, and for that we provide maximum 50 lakhs rupees or the maximum up to 60%, but the cost of the imported plant material to relevant research, they have to take the royalty and other terms and conditions as per the importing the research institution as well. So this type of the financial assistance have been provided through the quality development, like the the setting of the in-house laboratory, or the APEDA accredited or recognized laboratory, or the under the various schemes have been already available for the registered member exporter or the government institution to take the benefit for strengthening the exports infrastructure as well. Under the Atmanirbhar Bharat, we have recently introduced two components, like the implementation of special activities to enhance the quality of the produce or to meet the sanitary phytosanitary requirement of importing countries. These are the special activities may include application of fruit covers, fruit care activity to prevent the pests and diseases. For that, we provide financial assistance up to maximum 25 lakh or the 50% of the project cost. So this type of the component already we have incorporated for the as the export promotion activity, and this component we are trying to penetrate into the Anandpur Kadapa area. Under the market development, we provide the financial assistance for trial shipment covering multimodal transport also. So this type of the financial assistance available with APEDA. Even you can see the detailed guidelines, the guidelines are the operational guidelines for availing the financial assistance already available on APEDA website under this scheme icon. You can go through this and how to apply this financial assistance. You can if see the exporters login, you register there and put your details and apply through the online. Coming to the Farmer Connect portal, this is one of the endeavor which has been one of the initiative which has been developed by APEDA to minimize the intervention of the middleman between the farmers and the exporters. For that, we have developed the Farmer Connect portal. In that, from our side, we are encouraging to the exporters to update their profile and put their buy requirement, so that in the same way, farmer producer organization or farmer producer company, they have to update their profile and they have to upload their sell leads irrespective of their the products, and the sell offers also can be matched the automatically matchmaking with the requirement of the exporters, and they can directly connect with the farmer for further negotiation or the further deal. And this type of the facility we have already developed for the benefit of the farmers, exporters, and the farmer producer organization. With this, just I have concluded my presentation, and any point, the question pertaining to the export requirement or the importing countries requirement or the importing countries regulations. So participant may ask even after my presentation. They can take my number, they can take my email ID, and they can drop mail to me as well. Also, whenever they face whenever they want to any information pertaining to the export requirement, they can take they can write to me directly as well. Also, with this, just I conclude my presentation, and thank you very much for your kind patience and listening. From the near about from since last 1.5 hours also. Thank you very much. Over to Madam.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I take, I think Dr. Suraj Lakshmi, Dr. Sirisha, and all other faculty, our students. I take few minutes to, compliment and congratulate, and also to extend our profound thanks to our guest speaker today. Sorry, it is Dr. Nagpal sir.
Yes,
sir. Really, yes, sir. Yes, it is really very excellent and elaborate and highly useful information what you have provided today, sir, through your talk. It's really very informative, sir. I think we were all taken to the world of exports. I think right from the beginning, how to, start the export business right from the basic steps, and also the export process parameters, then the export requirements, quality development, right? And the final, you have just pointed out that farmer concept portal. It's really highly beneficial to the farming communities. Those who are, I think, they are facing a lot of problems with the middlemen. This is one excellent, facility that has been created to the farmers, particularly who are very much worried about this middlemen, since this is a major problem for the farmers to sell their produce directly to the consumers without the intervening, intervening the middlemen. So it's really very an excellent talk, sir, by Dr. Nagpal, sir. I, on behalf of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. T. Janakaram Garu, and all our faculty, students who have participated in today's program, and on my own behalf, I extend profound thanks to you, sir, for the excellent talk you have given today. Even though today and tomorrow, I think all of our engaged in this most auspicious days. Today is we are celebrating Bogi festival, and tomorrow is Makara Sankranti. It's really big festival for all the people living in AP and also other states also. Though it is holiday today, we are very much thankful to you, sir, for sparing your valuable time and giving very useful information to the students. It's not only useful to the students, as well as the faculty also. The topic today is the market intelligence and export promotion has really enriched the knowledge of all the participants of today's program, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for your kind acceptance and presenting today's topic for the benefit of the final year students. May I request Dr. Suraj Lakshmi and Dr. Sirisha to say a few words. Are there any queries from the student side or from the faculty? If there are any queries, I think I request the students to kindly, as the guest speaker is with us now, I think they may clarify their doubts. Any students? Please respond quickly.
Sir,
If there are any
good
doubts,
evening. Good evening, sir.
right, madam. You can.
Right. Sir, in College of Horticulture, Anantarajpeta, students are preparing different types of processed products, sir. And there is a lot of scope for them to have to become entrepreneurs in food processing. For these students, this information is very useful for standardization. If any certificate course or any training program, if it is there for further improvement of their skills and procedural procedures in getting certification, if for joining in that course, it will be useful for them after completing their graduation. And also another, I am thinking that the quality testing laboratory, whatever the facilities that are available within the institution in College of Horticulture, if they are further upgraded, they can get the possibility of testing the samples and for certification. Is there any possibility for recognizing the lab here also as a referred lab for testing the quality parameters, sir, for exporting of fruits, vegetables? As there are nearby Krishnapatnam port is there, and nearby in Bangalore, Chennai, it is nearby place for Tirupati. Already pack house and irradiation facilities or vapor heat treatment plants are there nearby Tirupati. Is there any possibility for our lab also for upgrading to that extent, sir, as a referred lab for testing quality for fruits, vegetables, or pulp? That if the information is given, we can upgrade our lab also to that extent. Dr.
Yes, madam. Your first question is, your students are making some value addition program. Yes, of course. For the value addition, there is a one incubation center which has been already. Not only one incubation center has been put in place by the government of India. One for the food processing, particularly under the Ministry of Food Processing, in the IIFPT, Indian Institute of Food Processing Technology, Tanjavur. They have already nurturing the new startups, the idea which has been prepared and created by the new agri entrepreneurs, and they want to start and develop the further product for the international market, standardize their practices also. So Indian Institute of Food Processing and Technology, we have the agency, the institute under the aegis of Ministry of Food Processing. They are providing the all incubators, all the trainings, particularly for finalize and standardize their practices, and even they are ready to provide the assistance to set up the processing units also. They have their scheme. They have also uploaded the DPR formats also, detailed project report, if they are really want to start the export activity, or if they want to prepare this product and directly give or provide to the exporters for further marketing. That type of also facilitations they have set up into their unit also, into their institute as well. So the peoples or the final year student who really wants to start this type of the primary or the secondary processing into the value additions, they can directly approach towards the Indian Institute of Food Processing Technology, Tanjavur, under the Ministry of Food Processing. They can nurture you, they can nurture them in very well manner. They can standardize their practices, they can standardize their products and become ready for the supply to the directly exporter. So in the primarily, though they may not know about the international standards, but in the beginning, they can learn, they can understand the export requirement, and in the primary, they can directly supply their produce to the exporter as a through as a merchant, to the merchant or the trader exporter. But subsequently, they can, once they can enrich their knowledge about the export requirement, they can directly jump into the international markets also. For that, in that case, APEDA also provides and make the hand holding to them directly if their product is having very good potential and demand into the international market. So whenever APEDA participate in the international trade fair, we give the priority to these type of peoples. We provide them the well-furnished stall at the 3x3 meter size to display their produce and to participate, to interact directly with the international importers or the buyers as well. So this type of the arrangement already Government of India already set up for the new agri entrepreneurs or the new incubators. So this is one point. Another, your upgradation of the testing facility as a reference laboratory. Of course, yes, if you really want to upgrade your laboratory for the testing, testing the export consignment or the food testing, the samples for the export market, yes, you can take the benefits, and that requirement is that your laboratory must be NABL accredited. When you are applying for the NABL accreditation, at that time you have to ask for the APEDA EIC Community Board recognition as well also, because we as APEDA never undertake the separate recognitions for the testing of the residue laboratory or the laboratory which has been recognized by NABL for the export market. So during that the NABL auditing process, they take care the export requirement, testing parameters and standards as well. So once you become the NABL accredited and APEDA recognized, you can avail the financial assistance from APEDA for upgradation of their unit, maximum up to 1 crore as well also. So in both cases, you can directly take the benefits from APEDA also, madam.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Ma'am, shall I continue with the...
If there are no students, if there are no queries from the participants, I think May I now request Dr. Sirisha to kindly propose formal vote of thanks to the guest speaker.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone who are present over here for the session. On behalf of Associate Dean, College of Horticulture, Anantarajpeta, and entire fraternity of the Institute, I take this opportunity to propose formal vote of thanks with a deep sense of gratitude towards our respected Dr. T. Janakiram sir, who is main power behind this event, Citrus Graduation Readiness Program. I also extend my gratitude to our honorable chief guest or chief speaker of today's session, Sri Nagpal C. Lohakare sir, for sparing his time in spite of his busy schedule to grace the occasion, grace the program, and a special thanks to Dr. A.S. Padmavathamma ma'am and Dr. B. Srinivasal sir, Associate Dean, for providing immense support to make the webinar successful. I also extend my gratitude to all our university officers, Associate Deans sir, and co-conveners and organizing committee members and all other faculty members of Dr. YSRHU to execute this webinar a success. I also congratulate all the student participants for their active participation. Thank you everyone once again for making this webinar a success. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
sir. Dr.
sir.
Nagpal, sir.